Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly for pricing at tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 2015 launch based on the watch that won the 2011 GPHG Alligator. This is the Bethune DB28 Matte Black in blackened zirconium. The watch measures 42.6 millimeters in diameter, only 11.5 millimeters thick, and this watch features the rarely seen Bethune short lugs. So spring-loaded floating lugs, yes, but they vary between approximately 51 millimeters and 47 millimeters across the wrist, and the spacing here, if you wish to buy an accessory strap, is 26 millimeters. Now on my wrist, the combination of blackened zirconium and sapphire is feather light. With these short lugs, I can recommend it on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, and it's flatter than you think, thinner enough to fit underneath the cuff, thin enough that it's almost a dress watch. Remember, this is 11.5, a Rolex Daytona is 12.3. Taking a quick look at the strap, it's an upscale piece. It is a factory strap, brand new, no crimping, no gouging. Gator on the top. You can see it's sort of a black semi-gloss, medium rectangular scale, and then on the bottom it is round scale. And the idea of having a double gator on both sides rather than calf on the back is that it's more expensive, but it lasts longer. This watch is worth the expense. We have a buckle that is also beautifully blackened zirconium, and you can see that it has an evacuated profile on its edge that's very much like the design of the lugs. There's that little torpedo or ogival bullet point on the end of the lugs. That is the last surviving vestige of the original Bethune DB1 chronograph design of 2002. That was their first watch. Worth mentioning, they only make 220 or so, sometimes as few as 200 watches per year, even in 2022. So supply is exclusive. I should also mention they've built fewer than 3,000 watches since their founding in 2002. Now, the black zirconium case is basically scratch-proof. Never say never, but I have not seen a black zirconium Bethune watch with any scratches, scuffs, or abrasion marks. Taking a quick look at the architecture, you can see there's a little pusher adjuster on the side for the moonphase. The moonphase is one half blackened, one half white, more than 360. It's a sphere, and it has an adjustment interval of 1,112 years. We have these little polished cabochons of titanium that act as the hour indices. You can see the dial has great depth. Bethune makes its own dials, cases, and movements, so this is a full manufacture effort, the way Rolex, the way FP Journe is a manufacture effort, as much as possible being made under one roof to control quality. On the reverse side, you can see the mechanism that underpins the power reserve indicator. We have perlage, we have anglage, we have satination, and we even have black polished pinheads and screws. You can see that the sweep is 6 units. It's a 6-day power reserve, and there's a little beak peeking out on the reverse side, and it moves from those two jewels. You have one that represents empty, and then further down at about 3 o'clock that represents full. So this little index moves as you manually wind the two self-adjusting mainspring barrels. The self-adjusting barrels cannot be overwound. There is a slipping spring in one of them, so you cannot wind it past the 6-day power reserve and break the watch. They are self-adjusting. That is patented. The watch has a full balance bridge, and you can see it is completely black polished and rounded. The springs outboard are also black polished. This is triple parachute shock protection, so you have 1, 2, 3 shock protection springs to improve chronometry and resist shattering of the balance staff. So the more rapidly the balance staff can be recentered in its pivot jewel, the better it will keep time, because it will resume normal timekeeping faster if it's recentered faster. So this is not just to prevent destruction, it's also to improve the precision of the watch. We have a flat hairspring that's thin like flat hairspring but beats concentrically like an overcoil. This is achieved by manually shaping the outer curve and then clamping 2 separate springs together to achieve concentric breathing without an overcoil. The balance is a solid disc of silicon with a white gold rim. This is aerodynamic, so it reduces frictional losses due to that, but it also maximizes the polar moment or turning force by concentrating as much mass as possible in the rim. The silicon disc, and I should mention this is their 2010 model year patent balance, they have over 8, but the silicon disc is not reactive to temperature changes, so hot and cold will not dramatically change its chronometric precision or its timing. The watch beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and you can just barely see there isn't minimally lubricated low friction silicone escape wheels. This watch is loaded with tech. It's also loaded with traditional fine finishing. You can see tons of black polish, satination on the wheels, the barrels, the power reserve on the reverse side. You can see that the edges of the deltoid barrel bridge have mirrored anglage, and there's a black polished and blackened cap atop them, plus Côte de Bethune, which are like Côte de Genève, but they mirror each other from side to side. The watch is 30 meters water resistant with a screw-down crown. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.